Hey,
And good evening. How are we doing? Great to have you with us. Hope you had a wonderful night. We're here for a very special reason indeed. We're here for the DAF Drive live stream. Lots of exciting things happening
yes,
all
sir.
around DAF in Euro Truck Simulator 2 and as well with DAF themselves. We're joined by special guests, lots of them here today. Great to have you all with us. Starting off with our special guest from DAF Trucks in the Czech Republic. It is Marie van Hout, sales manager from DAF Trucks CC. It's great to have you back on the stream. You were with us before.
Yes, thank you so much for having me again. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's been a very exciting time for DAF, as you just mentioned, so it's great to continue this journey with you guys.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. So we really appreciate your time. We're also joined by Nimiro, PR and marketing manager at SCS Software. How are you doing, Nimiro?
Hey, Alex. I'm fine. Thanks everyone for coming into this special stream.
It's great. And we're also joined as well by Pavel Chubor, CEO of SCS Software. Pavel, it's always a pleasure to have you in the studio. Great to see you. How have you been?
I'm great, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm curious what I'm going to see because to me, part of it is also a bit of news. I haven't checked out everything thoroughly yet. So I'm as curious as many of the people watching this.
All right, and we're also joined by Oscar Lee as well, licensing manager for SCS Software. Oscar, can you hear us? You all okay over there?
Yep, I can hear you all very well.
Oscar, what are you doing there? You moving your flat or what?
Yeah,
Oscar is looking for a photo.
I'm working remotely, I would say. So hold on, and I'll get the webcam up.
Oh, so we will have a video of Oscar.
We will
nice.
see Oscar very, very shortly, folks. But Oscar, it's great to have you with us as well for this special occasion. Of course, to everybody else as well that's watching right now on Twitch and on YouTube and across our various channels as well, it's great to have you with us. Of course, you all know what's happening. You're all very excited today to check out the new 2021 DAF XF, which has been released for Euro Truck Simulator 2. It's the new generations of DAF with lots of technology and different changes packed in, and we're going to go over all of the changes that DAF has to offer with their XF here in the Euro Truck Simulator 2. And Nimro, I see on the screen you're driving one of the older DAFs there.
Yes, the
Are you
previous
going to be
version.
going for the upgrade is the question.
Yes, it's time to say
Of course.
goodbye to this orange beauty and get our hands over the new one.
What I gotta say though, I mean, it is a classic. We still do love the older DAF there, but bringing in the new technology is not a bad thing either. Right there in the traditional orange colours there. But yeah, let's get on to that brand new generation of DAFs here, the DAF 2021 DAF XF, which Marie, I believe you would have the best expertise here on knowing what changes have been made and what our players and others can expect to see from this brand new model.
As you can see, comparing it to our Super Space, our ultimate model, the new front, the new nose, the whole the kind of the tapered front, the ellipse shaped like side panels. Air intake has changed. You can also see at the bottom that it's more towards the front. It's another 16 centimeters to really give this optimal aerodynamic shape. We can see it also from here, the aero plate at the bottom to also guide the air underneath the vehicle, not just from the sides and above. The different shape of the roof really, again, to optimize airflow over the vehicle. From the side, you can see all these air tightness, again, to guide the air next to the vehicle, also underneath the wheel. So the wheelbase have changed. Everything put in place to enhance efficiency, to enhance the aerodynamics up to 20%.
Fantastic. And I mean, looking at it, some people might think it's quite subtle changes, but I was lucky enough to actually see one of the new generations up close, and it actually is quite some significant changes there when it comes to thinking about the driver and the way that they're using the vehicle. I was told also like the windscreen is also a little bit larger as well for better visibility as well. And I imagine that our players will be able to kind of see this difference as well for themselves. And of course, all the different options, like probably the one of the most standout ones which we're seeing here on the side is that safety window.
Yeah, curved view window. Yeah. That's also a new feature on the new generation DAF. So really optimal for driving in, let's say, busier areas that you can directly see the pedestrian or the cyclist or the other car behind you. And indeed, like you mentioned, the front screen has increased up to 33%. The side screens as well. As you can see, the belt line is lowered, so 15% more visibility. And also to mention the new design of the mirrors. As you can see, compared to the ones we just saw on our Ultimate model, a really redesign of the mirrors that you can also see kind of between the larger mirror and the lower mirror, giving again this enhanced direct view, enhancing safety.
Yeah, it's really fantastic to see these little changes that kind of make all the difference in the everyday life of a driver on the road. And I've got to ask the question, we had the pleasure of having you on last time to introduce the XG and the XF Plus as well into Euro Truck Simulator 2. And, I was wondering maybe if you would know what kind of process goes into maybe, making these little changes to the newer models.
You mean in terms of, let's say, the inside on the cap design, or...
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, I'm not product development. I suppose that it's not just.
It'd be best to ask them, maybe.
No, but it's been 7 years in the making that we saw what we said the last time. So that also holds for everything that's happened inside the cab, and really designing it from the bottom up together with drivers. So customer panels that include the drivers as well as fleet owners, to really get their input on what would make an ideal cab for them in terms of economics, safety, and comfort.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like there's a lot of customization options as well that will be available not only to drivers in real life, but also in Euro Truck Simulator 2 here, as we can see Namiro clicking through lots of different options here. And Oscar, great to see you, by the way. Good to have you with us now and working on the camera. You also had a big part to play and also bringing the DAF into Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. And what can also the players expect to see from some of the other changes as well here on the DAF truck?
Right, so I think with this new XF update, we've added a new, it's a very small thing, but we've added a new variant of the door handle, as you can see now. I think that is half painted and half plastic, I think. That's something we saw, that's something that's new for this update. And also, I think the big news, other than the fact that the XF has been updated and comes with the curved view mirror, is that there are now 6x2 chassis options. So you can have a look at that, and it's quite unique because this is the first time we'll have an option with a steered trailing axle. So that's the FTN that you see below. If you try that, you can see that it's a single tack axle at the rear that steers. I think that's the first time we have something like that in the game. And of course, with that, we also have the FTS, which is the regular 6x2, as many players would know it by. So these are the two 3-axle kind of configurations that's offered by DAF, as far as we know. And so it's something new that comes with this update as well.
That's really great to see, and I'm sure the players are already out there enjoying it, as it has already been released to Euro Truck Simulator 2. That's right, if you haven't been made aware already via our blog, blog.scsoft.com, it has actually been updated into Euro Truck Simulator 2 already, so you can get out there and start driving it. But still, stick with us because we've got lots to go through here with DAF Trucks as well. And one thing here that's quite noticeable as well, the little smaller chassis here as well, which a lot of people have already noted and seem to enjoy across our social media as well. And lots of our players and the community already in the chat saying, how much they love the look of this truck. It's a beautiful truck. They like the designs of it, and I gotta say, it's a very sleek and modern looking truck. When you look at it on the road, when you look at the grille and the design of it, it is very modern, and it's one that almost like turns heads. I would definitely say, And Marie, would you say you have kind of the same sort of reaction when you have people come take a look at it?
Oh, definitely. I've had the pleasure of driving our demos for quite some kilometers together with our demo driver. And yes, at each gas station that we would pull over, drivers would be climbing into the cab to have a look, to take a closer look up front. Also, if you pass it on the highway, I mean, it shines beautifully in the sun, but even if it's maybe kind of a rainier day, then still, I mean, you notice it immediately. The wonderful golden color, the new look, the modern look, it definitely turns heads.
I can imagine it does. And what were some of the sort of, you know, reactions or things that people were saying when you were at those truck stops? Could we get a little bit of an insight of what some of the drivers were impressed most by?
I would say the direct vision, as you mentioned. So really, the direct view from the cab is the first thing they notice. But also the ergodynamics. If you see kind of the steering wheel, it's very intuitive. It's almost like a pass car in terms of kind of maneuvering the vehicle. So you have everything with regards to kind of steering, with regards to entertainment on the left, with regards to steering of the vehicle on the, entertainment on the right, steering of the vehicle on the left. So also the adaptive cruise controls and all these functionalities. Third item that they always mention is the ample of space that they have. So you can see if you look at the surfaces that they have to put their, you know, private belongings all within reach from behind the steering wheel. That is definitely a third comment that they make.
I mean, I had the pleasure of being at DAF Trucks facility in Haddenham yesterday, and I had the pleasure of actually climbing inside the cab of the new 2021 DAF XF. And you're right, the space is incredible. It's the first thing I noticed when I got in there. You can stand up in there quite easily, with plenty of headspace to kind of to spare there as well. And of course, you know, the digital dashboard and the functionalities there, it seems all very intuitive. You know, you could really pick it up very quickly where everything is, you know, it's all on hand for you to use while you're driving, and also little features that stood out to me as well in the real life model. For example, where they even included like Apple CarPlay and a wireless charging spot as well for the phones, which is fantastic. You know, it's all built with the driver in mind, which is really, really great to see. And these changes that are coming on with the 2021 DAF XF as well just bring a combination of technology and safety together from DAF, which is really, really great. And Pavel, I'd love to get your reactions on, you know, bringing the 2021 DAF XF in game. Of course, it's always exciting to cooperate with DAF on these updates.
Yeah, well, for me, more than like technology details about the vehicle, is like the strategic thing of cooperation with manufacturers, and, you know, once again being part of the real world of transportation industry. The XF was like a little depth that when we introduced the XG and XG Plus, it was really in a rush. We had like such a tight deadline to make it till the announcement. Our teams did a fantastic job, but the XF with the alternate chassis options and extra details was left for a little bit of time, like what we thought, for an extra bit of time until we are ready with it. Ultimately, for reasons that we'll probably get to, we took a longer time than we anticipated to finally get it into the game, but the day is here, and it's very exciting to finally, you know, have it kind of done and dusted and move on to the next challenges, because of course this is not by far the last vehicle that we'll be adding to the game, to the games. So it's an important milestone, and it's a little bit of a relief that we managed, because there will be like more announcements today of how it fits into the whole scheme of things that's happening here.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be talking a little bit more about the DAF Drive a little bit later on, but Nimiro is taking it out on the roads of Euro Truck Simulator 2. And Nimiro, have you had the chance to get behind the wheel for the first time here, or have you driven it a little bit before the stream?
This is actually my first time for this
It is.
new XF.
And what are your first reactions, Nimiro?
It's amazing. Wait a second. I want to test the safety window on the door, on the passenger door. So I need
There was
to-
also a request on the chat if we can do the digital mirrors versus the these
Yes.
traditional ones. If you can still set it up that way, I don't know. But you're out of the.
No, I will. Here is a truck service right there. So just give me a few seconds.
No problem. We'll
I think
get those.
I think if we get there, maybe I can mention there were 2 additional things I think added for this update, and
Sure.
that
Go for
also
it.
includes. If you go to the chassis options again, you'll see that there is also a new 4x2 option that's slightly shorter, and that's exclusive for the XF. So it just makes it for a cuter, I guess, a cuter truck, a smaller one. Obviously, it helps with maximizing, I guess, the trailer length and maneuverability. So that's something new. And also for this XF cabin, I guess if you go into the interior options, you would see that there is an additional trim level that wasn't there because the XG and XG Plus has a different option. So
Now we have all
yeah,
three.
I think you'll see that. Yeah, there are three options instead of 2 for the XG. There's a more, I would say, a more basic. I wouldn't say basic. A more fleet kind of focused interior option that's also added. Yeah.
I love the colors of those interior there. It looks almost luxury,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it fits
I love
the
the
trimming
wood.
so well with the wood there and everything. It looks great. Looks really, really nice. And chat as well, commenting on the chassis option there, the smaller chassis option. Everyone giving it a little bit of a nickname in the chat, calling it the Baby DAF XF is what they're calling it in the chat right now. I'm not sure if DAF would ever want to use that for their official title. You're more than welcome to. But yeah, no, the chassis options there are great to have, and always a welcome addition for these as well. And also there again with the digital mirrors and the safety window as well. Let's see how it looks from the interior. And yeah, again, the digital dashboard is such a standout feature to me as well. And I know, Oscar, you're very familiar with digital dashboards within our game. And did you have much of a role to play in the creation of this one, or?
Yeah, I did. So I guess the great thing is that we had a very close contact with people at DAF. Actually, the UI designer for the entire digital dashboard interface. So we've got a lot of help from her and her team. So we've managed to get most of the graphics looking, I would say, looking very accurate and true to the real truck. So yeah, the digital dashboard was a first for our game, and we're quite proud of what we've done. And obviously there were some optimizations made to make things more legible in the game, but I would say it's probably 95% true to life. So yeah, we're quite happy with the functionality that we could replicate in the game.
And it looks fantastic. I mean, it looks very true to life. I know, Marie, you've had quite a bit of time behind the wheel and within the cab, and so it must be quite interesting for you to kind of compare the virtual and the real life one. And I'd say personally, from my own experience yesterday in handling with DAF Trucks, they're very, very similar, and the detail is really great to see within the XF 2021 in Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I said the last time, very impressed with the level of detail that you guys have captured. It really is as if you are driving the vehicle in terms of, like you said, the interior, the dashboard. Here, the modern version that the driver can select in the real life vehicles. No, especially with the digital cameras, that's very impressive.
It is, and I mean, those are very, very interesting to kind of view in a real life perspective, and now seeing them again in game, and they really are like that, and they offer such a great overview of the outside area, and really helps drivers kind of eliminate those blind spots when they're driving. And I've never actually experienced being in the truck with those digital mirrors before as well, and it's so good. It's really interesting to see the angles that you can play with there, and how clear and how much clarity there is no matter the weather. We had a bit of a rainy day actually yesterday, and they worked absolutely great even in the rainy weather. So, Nimuro, coming in
Yes.
to get your first job. Is that correct here in the industry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get a trailer attached for sure. But yeah, let us know your folks. Let us know your thoughts, folks, in the chat about the XF DAF 2021. We'd love to hear your first initial thoughts on it. Have you had a chance to test drive it yourself? Let us know if you enjoy the new options that have come for it, and if you have any questions as well for any of our guests here as well in the studio at the time. It seems like a lot of you are enjoying it. We get a lot of good positive feedback, and a lot of people enjoying the XF 2021 in game as well. And people saying the new DAF XF 2021 looks really great and slick. I love that. That's exactly what it looks like. DAF Drive is amazing. We'll try it in game later. We will definitely talk about DAF Drive a little bit later as well. But first of all, I did want to just touch on the fact that possibly we can kind of talk about it a little bit of a teaser for future things to come between us and DAF. That Marie, that you managed to help us a little bit into I would say organize some real sound recording sessions at local DAF truck dealerships.
Yes. So,
for our range here on Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is very, very exciting.
yeah, we have the pleasure of having all three, let's say, of the demos now since a couple of weeks, proudly displaying it to our customers. So yes, it was easy to arrange to get the sound recordings with us, as we have all three trucks here.
Wonderful, and we look forward to kind of bringing those as an update in the future in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Of course, bringing these realistic updates to our game is important to us, and Pavel, I imagine that's quite exciting for you to hear as well.
Yeah, well, we have been essentially grounded for quite a while when it comes to recordings and any public events of any kind. So finally getting into gear again and preparing another sound recording session should like complete the experience for the vehicles, because we had to take some temporary measures to get them into the game. Now finally we will catch up with this data too and have it all complete. So the sound engineer is also looking forward to finally jumping on. Well, the situation is still not great. I mean, the travel and everything is still risky. The world is still definitely not out of trouble, but these little glimpses of hope are very optimistic that we'll be catching up, and the next year may hopefully be better in this regard.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really great to bring that all together to kind of have the complete experience there with DAF Trucks. And of course, it's great to hear that you have all those demo trucks now. I heard they were actually all delivered quite recently. I didn't realize when I had the pleasure of going to Hadnam yesterday for DAF Trucks that they'd only just gotten their truck in the kind of the front of their reception there, the newer model, just on Friday. So it's all very, very recent that they've been getting those around the country and at different facilities as well. And no, very excited for everybody to kind of experience it within Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well. And Oscar, I imagine it must have been quite exciting for you as well to kind of work closely with DAF and kind of seeing the changes that are coming in as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, when DAF approached us, for this entire project, it was such a surprise, obviously, because we didn't know anything about the new truck that's coming out, and what kind of innovations that it would bring. So, I think we started working with DAF maybe August of 2020. So it was quite a while ago. Obviously, building a truck is not easy in real life and in the virtual world as well. So we've got a lot of help from them. There was really active communication between both sides. It was just fantastic to work with DAF and to bring everything to the game as much as possible to give our players the best experience of what the DAF has to offer, to basically showcase the best of the best, the newest in trucks, and I guess the European Truck of the Year as well. So I think it's great. We really look forward to more cooperation with DAF and hopefully the entire PACA group as well.
Yeah, I could not agree more, and yeah, we couldn't thank all the team and everyone involved over at DAF for all of their help and approaching us as well. And maybe we could just quickly run through, kind of do a bit more of like an simpler explanation for those who are not aware how kind of the process works. Of how we bring these trucks into the game, kind of what the process step by step is, from beginnings, like you said, from the context to actually bringing it in virtually for players to enjoy.
Right. So I guess I should be the one talking about this. Well, basically, it starts with licensing most of the time. So we have to agree with the lawyers from the manufacturers what kind of trucks we want to put into the game, what kind of restrictions there are, what kind of information, data, or help they can provide to us. So in the case of DAF, it was obviously very simple. They wanted us to have this truck in the game. We were obviously very happy to have the truck in the game. So that part of the deal was easy, it was quick, and then we went ahead to transferring of data. Obviously, there was a lot of reference data that we got from DAF, and it was thanks to all this detailed information, all these files that were shared with us, the textures, basically I guess production data that we got from them. So that took little over like 2 or 3 weeks. We got everything immediately, got to working on the model. So that takes us maybe 6 months to build the entire model, something like that, the interior and the exterior. And after that, then there was a lot of back and forth, approvals. We made sure that everything is up to what the level of quality that they expected, and just some little details that we might have missed out, that usually we wouldn't know to pay attention to sometimes. And I think this was really important to us this time. It was very easy for us as well, because we got to speak with basically the chief designer of the truck. So he knew every single detail of the truck, and what to focus on, that we had to focus on as well. So in the end, I think this is probably one of our most accurate truck, if not the most accurate truck that we have brought to the game.
It may
and
be,
obviously
Oscar,
we'll
it may
push.
It may be interesting to mention that actually it was a super secret project internally here, that like
Yep.
5-6 people in the company actually knew about it. Like obviously the makers in the vehicle team, but not all of the vehicle team. We actually,
Yep.
the people who knew, we had to give the rest of the company some indications. So we had a secret code word for the project, because we didn't want to, even like leak somehow accidentally the numbers, any names or anything for what's happening. So while we got all this like secret data, we had to keep it under locks. We had to keep it protected. We had to act like in a conspiracy sort of to make it. And unlike like vehicles that are already out there in the wild that we can try, photograph, we can test and maybe gather references ourselves, this was built completely just from like blueprints. This was built completely from CAD data without any of us touching the vehicle. So we had to rely a lot on feedback from the engineering team to really getting it right. And it looks like we succeeded.
Yeah, and I will add that just not just CAD data alone. I think it's unprecedented that we also got material and basically texture samples from DAF. So the yellow color that you see on this truck, we actually got I think just a small metal piece, basically sprayed with the same finish that you see on this truck, so we could color match it as well as best as we could. And for things like the material on the bunk behind you, the material on the seats, we got swatches basically swatches, like those samples you see when you shop for a sofa. So
Oh right,
we
gotcha.
got-
Yeah, like a
we got-
little, like
yeah.
almost like a little pamphlet or book for the different
Yeah,
materials and
exactly.
stuff.
So
Got you.
so we got those as well. So yeah, we got those and we photographed those and put them into the game. So I think that's basically the closest we could get. Like Pavel said, we didn't have access to the actual truck, so everything had to be either done with the model 3D CAD data that they sent us, or based on the samples that they provided us.
It's really, really interesting to kind of learn about and hear, you know, just kind of all the work that went into creating, you know, the 2021 DAF XF virtually. And of course, there's a lot of things that people wouldn't know. So thank you for sharing, you know, that insight with us, Oscar and Pavel. And Pavel, I did want to ask, actually, kind of reminiscing a little bit about the past. It must be kind of almost strange, or not strange, but exciting to see, you know, how far we've come in terms of, you know, details that we're putting into the trucks, you know, from the humble beginnings. You know, now we're working very closely with all the different truck manufacturers, and especially with DAF here as well, to create a level of detail that's not really been seen before in Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Well, it's always exciting to see the progress through the years. On the other hand, of course, you know the management. We always, you know, moan and complain about things taking more time. When I came back to Euro Truck 1, let's say, we had a vehicle built maybe like in a couple of weeks. Now we take months and months, and all that with references, real world materials provided to us, because all the level of detail has grown so much, that, and the complexity is growing, and all the various areas of the vehicle that are simulated, all the various animations inside the cab, all the various parts that make the whole kind of family of vehicles together, the alternates, door handles or mirrors or whatnot. All this increases the complexity a ton. So there's always like excitement and a little bit of a frustration to overcome to actually get a new vehicle up and running. On top of it, you have to have all the various pains that come, you know, through the game that have to be re-implemented for the vehicle. So it's a complex project that involves a lot of people to get a new truck into the game. It's always exciting, and it's always like one more to go, but before you know it, another manufacturer comes up with another vehicle. So it's like never ending, never ceasing. But that's what we are here for. So exciting.
Yeah, and I mean the reward and the payoff is absolutely clear, that everybody here is able to enjoy the 2021 DAF XF in Euro Truck Simulator 2 with all of its new features and additions as well, which is really fantastic to see.
I have
Again,
one
lots
more
of comments in
question.
the chat.
Sorry,
Sure,
Alex.
go for it.
I have noticed it a couple of times in the chat. I don't glance at it that frequently. And maybe we can remind myself and some of our viewers, there is like a whole family of vehicles. We initially got them the XG and XG Plus. There's now the new XF. How do these relate together? How is the family structured? Maybe we can ask our expert how.
Yeah, so some questions already in the chat. What are the differences? Well,
Sure.
if we were to, let's say, have the three vehicles next to each other, you can really distinguish them already kind of from the grille, so from the front. Each cab has their own distinguishing skylights. Our XF sits a bit, let's say, lower on the chassis, so to say, than the XG and XG Plus. So the XG and the XG Plus have a bit more room up front, let's say, under the window. So really kind of, for our customers to put their logo on that spot. All three cabs are elongated to the front by the 16 centimeters I mentioned for the aerodynamics to really make this big step. The XG and XG Plus also have a 33 more towards the back. So inside the cab, it's really noticeable, the extra space for the driver really kind of in the living area of the cab. The XG Plus, in comparison then again to the XG, has another 10 centimeters, let's say, to the roof. So really, now that we've shown it to some of for customers, I mean, obviously due to pandemic reasons, we couldn't pack 6 people into the cab, but 2-3 large gentlemen can easily actually stand in the cabs themselves. Another difference of the XG and XG Plus comparison to the XF, as let's say the cab is larger, more spacious, there is the advantage of, let's say, the flat bottom. So kind of the tunnel in between the driver and the passenger is only a couple of centimeters, giving, again, this extra space to the driver for maneuverability. Additionally, in real life, another difference is that on the XG Plus, you can have swivel seats, let's say on both the driver and the passenger side. The bed is an 80 centimeters. It's really like your bed, your mattress at home. So these are, I think, some of the significant differences between the three cabs.
That's really insightful to hear and to learn about as well. Of course, if you do have any questions, chat, make sure to throw them in there. We'd love to get them because, of course, we have the privilege of having Marie and other experts on our panel here today as well within the studio. So thank you, Marie, for sharing that information. It's really helpful to know, not only for us, but also for our players as well. And like you said, with those plus versions of the DAF trucks, you can really, feel the space in them. Like I said, when I climbed into one yesterday, you really easily just move around with the swivel seats as well. You can kind of put your feet up and relax after a long day's hard work. And again, it's those little extras that make a big difference for the driver's kind of work and how he or she is comfortable within the truck cab as well. I imagine a lot of them really kind of appreciate those little extras when they first get into a cab, the bed and the little extras that you add, such as the technology, the GPS, the Apple Carplay, all that sort of stuff that you can link up your phone as well, especially in this modern day and age. I imagine the kind of demand for those kind of things more now than ever.
Definitely. So it really is prepared for the technology for the future.
Yep. And this is why I guess originally when we first brought out these trucks into Euro Truck Simulator 2, and also with your slogan as well, you had the slogan "Start the Future." Is that correct? Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, and it still rings true to this day. Still making those upgrades as we go with the driver in mind. And Nimiro, you're using some of the technology in game now with a digital dashboard and a digital mirrors there. How are you enjoying it on the road of Euro Truck Simulator 2?
It's amazing. I'm still not used to have such space on. Oh, wait a second. I need to take my turn here. I was trying to overtake the van behind me. I was about to say that I'm still not used to have such a huge visibility on the side, thanks to the digital camera mirrors. And also this feature on the passenger door, the safety window, is cool as well. I believe that it really brings the safety up to the whole new level. For example, for any bicyclist near the truck or the cars, that they are next to the truck and stuff like that. I believe it's very safe to use this window.
Actually, Nemiro, if you manage to get to a service station later, I think you should choose I think there's a cinema seat option.
Yeah.
Basically, you can fold up the seat and you
Yeah.
can see the window better. I think we don't have it installed right now.
Oh, okay. Let's see where we have a truck service. I believe I can play the developer here and then just teleport myself to someone.
I think that'd be a good idea. If you can get yourself to a service, because that would be really interesting to see, just to kind of show off the visibility there off the safety window, because it does offer quite a large extra amount of visibility for the driver when you're looking off to the right, because of the amount of space in the cab. It does feel like it's quite far away, and so having all that extra visibility of the digital mirrors, the window, and as well as the safety window really enhances the safety of not only the driver but for everyone else surrounding them as well, in terms of, like you said, if you had a car or a bike next to you that you maybe wouldn't normally see.
I actually wanted to ask Mary, maybe you can help me with this question. How is it being solved, like from the interior for the driver? For example, in the night there is some kind of something that they can pull down so no one can see into the cabin through this window.
Yes, it was one of the worries that the driver said, well, I'll be now exposed with all this, extra window all around me. But yes, obviously with the curtains, they fully close. If the customer chooses to have the digital cameras, then an advantage is that you can use it as a safety precaution at night.
True.
So curtains fold around the outside cameras. Should the driver be in his bed and hear something and just want to check, he can put on the cameras by the let's say with the panel that is next to the bed, right by his side. So in that sense, it's also then a safety measure for the driver that he can check around his vehicle if anything is going on.
That's a really, really cool feature. I didn't even think about that actually. You know, at night time when they are resting on the road, that it can be used as a monitoring system or CCTV system. Which again, thinking about the safety of the driver there, and also I believe as well that at night it does have that enhanced vision as well. So you can actually see clearer during the night as well. Is that correct?
Yes, it works perfectly. We've driven it early mornings when it's still dark, and visibility it is indeed very clear on the cameras. One of the concerns some customers also expressed is that they were worried that it would maybe blicker when other LED lights would be driving up behind the truck, and it really doesn't. The view is continuously good. Also, when it's a bit rainy, like you experienced yourself, it's because the cameras are heated. So
right, okay.
that's why if there's, let's say, any rain, fog, it kind of melts away and the vision stays clear.
That's great. I mean, it seems like everything has been thought of in the process. I didn't even realize that the camera would be heated, but it makes complete sense. And for the weather and cold or warm, you need that clarity. And you need that reliability as well, which it seems like everything has been thought about when it comes to those little features there, which is really, really cool to hear. And Nimiro, you've got the safety window, kind of the cinema option on now, don't you? And you can see the visibility off to the right when you're going around those corners there. And look at that. I mean, it's clear as day to have that extra visibility as you're moving around different corners and different maneuvers as well. And it's a really great feature to have there, and a very innovative one as well, I would say. Not really seen before on any trucks, especially in DAF's terms as well. So it's really, really great to see, not only on the new version of DAF Trucks in real life, but also in our game in Euro Truck Simulator 2. And Oscar, was there anything else that you wanted to mention about that? Because I think you were going to lead on to something, or
Not really.
I
just wanted to comment that we should have had the option installed, because it was actually mentioned to us when we were sending this for approval that if you option the curved view mirror, the seat came standard, so as to improve the visibility. So that's something our players will have to keep in mind. If you want to make full use of the window, you've got to get the seat as well.
Yep. Makes complete sense. And I imagine many of our players will. All right, well, I've mentioned several times now that I had the opportunity to visit DAF Trucks facility here in the United Kingdom in Haddenham yesterday. And you might have seen a few little teaser posts across our social media that I tweeted. I was making a few people jealous with me being up close with the new generation of trucks there, checking out the facilities that they have there. But what you may or may not know, you might have seen it on DAF Trucks socials as well, is that we were out there filming. I actually got the opportunity to speak with a few of the people there from DAF Trucks UK, and they took me on a tour around the facilities there in Haddenham. And I also had the chance to get behind the wheel of a DAF XF as well, the newer generation, which was really fantastic. And we've actually put together a short video about that. So I think if Nimiro, if you're okay with it, maybe you want to pull over and watch along as well if you're going to continue driving. But it'll be great to get that video up and playing, and for everyone to kind of check out the experience that I had in Haddenham yesterday. You get to see behind the scenes of the facilities there, but the video will do the talking, I'm sure, for sure.
So I believe we are ready. Philip, if you are ready, you can play the video.
Philip, you ready? All right, here we go. Enjoy the video. Hi everyone, Alexander Blackman here, Community Manager of SES Software. Today I have the privilege of being here in Haddenham in the United Kingdom at the DAF Truck offices to take a look at the facilities here, take a look around and check out the new generation of DAF Trucks. Let's take a look inside, shall we?
Good morning,
Hey,
Alex.
how are you doing?
Welcome.
Thank you. So we're here inside the DAF offices here in the UK. I'm joined by Philip Moon, Marketing Manager here at DAF Trucks UK. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for allowing me to come here.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. And for those who don't know about what you do here at DAF, maybe you can introduce yourself a little.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Marketing Manager at DAF in the UK. And here at Haddenham, which is our UK head office, we take care of the requirements of our customers in the UK and Irish truck markets. Here we look after the sales, after sales through a network of 135 UK dealers, and the training for our technicians as well. So it's quite a busy office. We don't actually make trucks here, of course. We do make trucks in the UK, but that's at Leyland Trucks up in Lancashire. So here it's an office-based environment, but also we have a training school for our training technicians.
Well, fantastic. I'm very excited to take a look around and see what you have here. But first, before we take a look at the next generation in DAF Trucks, should we walk through the history a little bit of what's happened here at DAF?
Yeah, of course, yeah, and it is a fascinating history. The company actually originates from a small engineering company which was initiated in 1928 by Huub van Doorn. He started initially with a small engineering company, quickly going on to produce trailers. And it was after the Second World War, actually, that the first trucks actually rolled out of the DAF factory. A new DAF factory was built in 1950 in Eindhoven. Still the home of DAF today, of course, and still that factory is where many thousands of trucks are produced every year. One bit of history that perhaps some people aren't aware of is the fact that DAF actually produced passenger cars. In fact, since between 1958 and the early 1970s, over 800,000 little DAF cars were produced, and they were a very popular car for families, and of course that really established itself as DAF established itself as a very family-friendly company, particularly within the Netherlands. Over the years, DAF developed its products, developing its own engines, and also one of the milestones that, of course, is very relevant to us in the UK is the first trucks were imported into the UK in 1966. And then DAF actually started to sell trucks in 1972 in an official capacity. And since then, of course, the company has grown considerably, and now DAF is the market leader in the UK, and in fact has been market leader continuously for 27 years, so some record that's never been beaten.
Fantastic. Well, it's so exciting to learn about DAF Trucks here in the UK and obviously the history before it, and I can't wait to learn more. So I'd love to go see the office a little bit more on the facilities you have here, if that's okay.
Of course, let's go.
Wonderful. So we're here at our first stop in the DAF Truck offices here in Haddenham. Can you tell us a little bit more about this room? It seems very impressive. It seems like a lot of people would gather here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is our auditorium, and exactly this is what we do. Here we might have customer events, we have dealer events, we have internal staff events. Of course, communication about ideas, new concepts, new products is really important with any business, and this is a great environment to deliver new messages and, of course, announce things like great new trucks.
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic. I would love to be here one day for one of those announcements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're here in a part of the facility which is a bit more hands-on. It's the technical training school, and it seems like there's a lot of work happening in here. Maybe you can explain to everybody what happens in this area.
Yeah, of course. So we've got about 1,500 technicians within the DAF dealer network, and of course they need continuous training on different products, different engines, different components, different diagnostics technology, and that's what we do here. So our technicians will regularly be invited to come to this facility in Haddenham. They'll stay on a training course for maybe a day or 2 days, bringing them up to speed with the latest technology. And here we've got all the great facilities. We've got trucks, we've got engines, we've got other components to enable them to strip them down, diagnose problems, put them back together again so that they go back to the dealerships with more information and better technical capabilities.
Fantastic. And the people that are kind of learning here and training, are they kind of younger people, or do you have people from all walks of life from here?
Here, they're from all walks of life and all age groups and all standards within the dealer network. We do have a separate apprentice training school, which is aimed at younger people. That's based down at the Bristol City College. But here is where we've got established qualified technicians who are developing their own skills and knowledge, which of course you have to do because products are changing all the time.
Of course. And if anyone wants to kind of learn more about how maybe they can get involved on a course, maybe even get into training, is there anywhere they can find out more about this sort of stuff?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've got a good website, daf.co.uk, loads of information about our apprentice programme, which is award-winning, but also there are opportunities for qualified technicians to come and join the DAF family, where they will be really welcome, and of course it's a very rewarding career choice for anybody who's got engineering aspirations and a real interest in heavy truck technology.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure some of our viewers at home would love to learn more about that, so make sure to check out the website. We'll make sure to include it in our descriptions below. So we're stood here next to one of these absolutely massive engines, but it's so impressive to look at, and from what I understand it comes from one of the newer generations of DAF trucks, is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're obviously already training now on the new generation of trucks, and this is one of the new MX-11 engines, so 10.8 litre engine, available up to 450 horsepower, so a great bit of kit, very fuel efficient, with an MX engine brake, and yeah, this is the latest variant that's fitted in the new generation DAF.
It's fantastic to see, and it looks great. All the little, tiny parts that come together to make this such a fantastic engine, and I'm sure we'll see it in action a little bit later as well.
Absolutely.
So we've had the chance to take a round look here at the DAF Trucks UK facility, and we've seen some amazing things and learned about the history. But now it's time to take a look at the new generation of DAF Trucks. And I'm joined here by James. James, great to meet you. How are you doing?
Hello, you all right? Yeah, good, thanks.
That's wonderful. And maybe if you can introduce yourself about what you do here at DAF Trucks.
So my name's James Turner. I'm the product manager for DAF Trucks in the UK. So making sure the trucks we sell are suitable for the UK market, and also manage the demonstrator fleet, which is one of the trucks you can see here in the background.
Fantastic. And it's so great to see the new generation in person. And one of the biggest features that stands out to me at first is the new window that you have here. Maybe you can talk to us more about that.
Yeah, sure. So this option here, the curved view window, helps to deliver better direct vision to the driver, and so helping to identify vulnerable road users much sooner, and so making the vehicle a superior safety model when it comes to what options customers have on the marketplace.
Fantastic. It's so modern and sleek looking. I can't wait to get a closer look at it, even more round so the front. So shall we take a look?
Sure.
Absolutely. All right, so we're here at the front of the new generation of DAF Trucks here, the XF, and it's fantastic and it's so modern looking at the front here. Could you maybe talk to us a little bit more about it?
Sure. One of the major changes to this particular model is the fact it takes advantage of the new European masses and dimensions. This truck is actually 160 millimeters longer than the previous XF, and that helps to contribute to much more improved aerodynamics. That helps to deliver 6% better fuel consumption alone, just down to the aerodynamics.
Fantastic.
Overall 10% better fuel consumption. But a lower windscreen, it's curved as well for that aerodynamic performance increase, as well as redesigned headlights that are fully LED, as well as probably one of the most radical design changes, the corner view system, removing the need for the curb view and side view mirror, class 5 and 6 mirror if you like.
Fantastic, and you can really see that it's built with the driver in mind, with all of the different technologies and changes that have come to DAF Trucks. It's fantastic to see what you've been doing to help the drivers on the road in their everyday job.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really important. Drivers are really important to DAF. They're often compliment DAF having the best bed in the business, and the key focus for us when it comes to developing a new vehicle.
Fantastic. Well, can't wait to take a look inside. Shall we go?
Let's go for it.
Wonderful. So I'm here inside of the new generation of DAF Trucks. It is massive in here and the technology is fantastic. So we're going to take a closer look with you. Let's take a look, shall we?
The whole interior is completely new, complete overhaul with the driver in mind, in focus when it comes to the development. There's flat surfaces everywhere you look for paperwork, storage of equipment. The legendary DAF table remains. We have a new infotainment system with full Apple CarPlay integration, not to mention the swivel seats that I'm currently moving into the cockpit with ease, fully adjustable new steering column, infinite number of positions for ultimate driver comfort, new 12-inch digital display, as well as the DAF digital vision system replacing conventional mirrors for cameras.
It's great to now finally be on the road with James, who's driving for us. And James, is this you've probably driven this truck quite a few times by now, haven't you? Or
yeah, well, I was saying, do you know what? This is probably the second time I've driven one loaded. So I'm still getting used to a lot of the new features myself, to be honest with you, but it is a totally different drive, much more comfortable, and just, yeah, lovely place to be, really.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And we're talking a little bit about those digital mirrors with the technology, and it's super handy now that we have the trailer on the back of the truck. We can really see it in use now. We have the 3 lines coming down, as you can see here on the digital mirror. Maybe you could walk through us what those maybe represent to a driver.
Yeah, sure. So when we get into the vehicle, you're presented with a blue line which helps you to plot and actually store where the rear of your trailer is. That really does help a driver, especially reversing into a bay, for example, that they may not have been in before, to give you some perspective of where your trailer terminates, and helps to position your vehicle quite accurately compared to a conventional mirror where you would, need to have experience of doing something like that. So for a new driver, it's an excellent feature, and even for an experienced one, much easier.
Congratulations to everybody over at DAF, no matter where you're based in the world, for everyone who had their hands on in this project and creating this new generation of DAF trucks, because it really, you see the outcome right here, right now, as we're driving it. It's really fantastic, and of course, we're extremely excited to bring this truck, the new generation, into Euro Truck Simulator 2 as well, and I'm sure our players are going to love driving it virtually as well, which is so exciting, and more so yet. Of course, in the future, we've got our special project that's happening as well, DAF Drive. You might know about it a little bit, where, all around the different showrooms as well, people will be able to try out the new generations of DAF trucks virtually and go on a little route themselves and try it out, where they might not be available to have an actual truck to test drive, or maybe they even have a license, but they just want to have a try for themselves. All right, so I've got to ask you, have you had a chance to try out Euro Truck Simulator 2 for yourself, or you've not had the time for it yet?
Do you know what? I have had a go.
You have?
And some people may disagree, but I think I'm able to drive a truck better in real life than on the game.
That's understandable. I mean, maybe we'll see if that's the case with me a little bit later. I might have the opportunity to get behind the wheel for myself. We'll see what happens. I've been known to not do so great in the game, but I digress. There are two different kind of ways of driving. One, I've got to concentrate on what the community is saying and asking questions, everything like I'm doing now, and another time you're more concentrating on the wheel. So we'll see how that pans out, but for now I'm definitely enjoying the drive here in the new generation of DAF trucks. It's fantastic, and honestly, I just really love all the technology that's been packed into this new truck, and I'm sure the drivers of the road are going to love it, and I'm sure many of them already are. Which is fantastic to hear. So thank you for letting me come for a drive with you. Honestly, it's really great to see. So I've been given the unique opportunity by DAF Trucks to actually get behind the wheel of one of these brand new generations of DAF trucks to do a in real life reverse parking challenge. Now, I've only ever driven these in Euro Truck Simulator 2 virtually, so it's time to put my skills to the test to see if I can actually do it in real life. Let's do this. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Well, I've had a fantastic time here at the DAF Trucks offices in Haddenham, in the United Kingdom here. Philip, James, thank you so much for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to learn about the history, the things that happen here at the offices and at this facility, as well as drive the new generation of DAF trucks and check it out up close and personal. We hope to kind of work with you more in the future, and we know that our players are really going to enjoy having the new generation of trucks in Euro Truck Simulator 2. But until next time, we'll see you again soon. Stay safe, everybody. And what a fantastic experience it was to be in Haddenham in the United Kingdom yesterday.
I'm jealous, Alex. I'm jealous.
Massive thank you to everybody there. Lots of people saying they're jealous. I see lots of people in the chat
Darius,
saying, oh, it was
Darius
staged, it was rigged. People saying GG, easy parking. Look, I've done the in real life parking challenge now. I don't think, I think I'm top of the leaderboard for that. So it's up to you, Nimiro,
That's
or Oscar,
actually, yeah.
or even yourself, Pavel, to try it for yourself and see if you can do a better job of that. I think I did a pretty good job, even if it was just a straight line back park.
Excellent,
good job.
excellent parking. That's actually a first proof that you reverse and park better than me.
Yeah, it was actually fantastic. And I was saying a little bit earlier before the stream, DAF Trucks have made it so easy and intuitive to kind of get behind the wheel and learn very quickly, to actually start driving the truck. And what everything does, it's all there for the driver on hand. And DAF have really gone out of their way to make it as easy as possible for the driver when it comes to driving the truck. Myself, never ever having driven a truck before, any sort of larger vehicle, no bigger than a small city vehicle, was even able to get behind the wheel and quite easily learn and very quickly get hands-on with actually driving a truck and a trailer. And in this day and age, with the technology and the assistance and all that sorts, it really is fantastic. And Maria, I believe you would agree on that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I was also curious how you found kind of the seating position and kind of adjusting it to your needs.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. I found that fantastic. James there was showing me so much with the seats in the real life version of the XF there. You have the swivel controls, so we're sitting there swiveling all around the cab, which was fantastic. Of course, you had the air suspensions where you can lift yourself up and down, the angles and back and forth, and there's so many different options for drivers to get comfortable in their seats and allow them to have kind of a comfortable drive. And it really seems like you've gone all out for the seat there, because obviously that's where they spend most of their time, is in that seat when they're actually driving the truck. And it seems like you've added loads of different functions and options for the driver there.
Yeah, that's also the feedback that we got from let's say, some of the drivers at one of our customers that have driven it now for past few weeks. The first thing that the gentleman showed me was, finally I can tilt the steering wheel and adjust everything as I wish, really like in his car at home.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more, and it was very comfortable as well. I did not want to get out of that seat while I was in it. Once I was in it, it was very hard for them to get me out of the seat. It was very a comfortable cab, and definitely, if any of you have the opportunity to check out the XF or the XG Plus or any of the models there at a local dealership or a truck festival in the future, definitely do so. Definitely go check it out, because it is really, really great and a lot of fun as well. Again, a massive thank you to everyone at DAF Trucks and at the Hadlam offices as well for taking the time for allowing me to come to visit, to check out the trucks there, to check out the facilities there. It's all very, very interesting what's happening there on a daily basis, and to learn more about the history and what's happening right now here in the present with DAF Trucks. A massive thank you to all of them. Again, it was a great experience. I could not have been happier coming out of that truck. I had massive smiles all around, that was for sure. And I know quite a few of the SCS staff quite jealous there as well. Nero, I know you got to drive other trucks as well. You've had an experience with it as well, but
Yeah, but you're
driving that latest new generation is just a little bit.
I'm enjoying it in the game, but I believe that you will not stop talking about this experience for many more streams in the future, right?
You can come and visit us. We're around the corner.
True.
I'll see you parking in the game, and I'll be like, I can do that. I've done it in real life. No problem. Then again, the pressure's also now on for me, isn't it? The pressure's now on for me as well if I mess up.
Yes.
So, and also for everybody else in the chat as well, noticing about a lot of people comment saying the steering wheel's on the wrong side. The steering wheel's on the... Well, if you do want it on the correct side, there is the UK option as well. You can add that on there as well. So, but driving on the left-hand side there in the UK. All right, well, we've got plenty more to talk about here on the stream, because the 2021 DAF XF isn't the only exciting thing happening with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We also want to talk a lot more about the DAF Drive showcase, which has come to the virtual experience for DAF in cooperation with us and DAF Trucks, and also NVIDIA as well, as a very, very exciting cooperation. And maybe, Maria, you want to walk us a little bit more through it. Do you have a little bit more information for us about the DAF Drive app?
Yes, well, as we presented the DAF experience in June, we were highly awaiting the possibility to take a little spin around the wheel in the DAF experience itself. So it's been now actually made available when you visit the DAF experience, that without any login or having to sign up or anything, a person can go to the Start the Future showroom in the DAF experience, as you see here, it actually directs you directly to the DAF Drive. So you get the opportunity to select either one of the 3 new generation DAFs, or you can still take a spin in our ultimate model, the Super Space Cab, and really test out the truck yourself. Adjust the similar to your game. There's options to adjust the seating, the visibility. I must say that myself, I hope that the FTN will also come available, because my maneuverability in the game wasn't as yours, so to say. But no, a fantastic experience to next to learning more about DAF, the vehicles, the new range, to really also kind of get this experience online, again, without any log on, without having to ask for any passwords. Our
downloads.
customers, fans can just have a go themselves.
It sounds fantastic, and really kind of like a next level idea from everybody involved there, to be able to hop right into the browser and actually test drive the trucks virtually, also within Euro Truck Simulator 2. Pavel, this is quite a unique project, isn't it? And something that I feel like has never ever really been done before.
Well, we believe we are in a little ways pioneers in this 3-way cooperation between us, NVIDIA, and DAF. When we were approached about somehow helping out with the virtual part of presenting the vehicles, we struggled how to approach this, because our engine certainly cannot be like somehow magically plugged directly into a web browser, which would be like the ultimate most easiest way to experience something through a computer screen or a mobile screen or a tablet screen. So we suggested that maybe we should like serve the data, stream it from cloud. And obviously there's only a few partners that we could approach about this. Fortunately, with another giant in computer industry this time, with NVIDIA, we managed to find shared interest into adapting their existing technology, what they use for GeForce Now, for such a project. So in this way, this combination is we believe unique and a kind of opening new opportunities. Maybe there will be more of this coming ultimately from various car industry companies, that you have real game engine feeding data easily into like any random visitor of a website. In that way, that's making it so kind of democratic to approach the 3D experience, the virtual experience. And of course, it was a lot of like red tape, a lot of bureaucracy around it, because this was partly secret, required some changes, some engineering time from 3 different companies together. So in a way, that explains why the XF in Euro Truck Simulator has come to the game a little bit later than we may have anticipated half a year ago. We wanted to save the moment for the big introduction, but finally it's here. And I just today, as the system was started, I've seen Nemiro playing it on his old weak laptop, because the company is so cheap not to get him a good one. And it was so smooth, so like good response time. So obviously, NVIDIA's technology is robust, it's solid, and in this context, it works very well to make it easy for customers of DAF, prospective customers, to check out something cool, maybe try it out, and then it's innovative in some kind of marketing sense too here. So it's exciting to be a part of this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And Oscar, have you had a chance to kind of have a play around with it? It's very impressive to see, because quite simply, you're playing Euro Truck Simulator 2 in your browser, and working with DAF to bring this their trucks into the NVIDIA GeForce Now platform, so that we have a special course that you can drive around in. It's really, really exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I cannot stress enough how amazing this is. Basically, you go to a website, you click on the link, and then you get to drive around in the new DAF in a specially created map in Euro Truck Simulator 2. So, it's absolutely unprecedented, I think. And as Pavel said before, I think we will see much more applications of this in the future, especially from other maybe automotive manufacturers who think that this is a great way to reach out to customers, to fans, even business to business. This would work really well, especially during COVID times when people can't go directly to the dealerships to check out the trucks. So I think this is a really unique experience that everyone can try for themselves. I think the technology is quite robust. It's certainly come a long way over the years. Game streaming over a web browser is certainly new this year, but game streaming itself has been around for a few years. But I think it's finally at this point that we can bring this reliably to most people around the world, and I think it's great. You don't need a gaming computer. You don't need a laptop with a dedicated graphics card to even try this. So just run it on Google Chrome, and it will work. So it's I've been working on this with DAF and NVIDIA since I believe March of this year. So it's been a while in the making, and it's been quite a lot of work. Actually, what you're seeing here was just done, I think, yesterday. It was constantly being updated. We had so many things we needed to test out to ensure that it's working perfectly for everyone. Because it's not like running on a local system. So we had to find an optimal setting for everyone, so that even when it's being streamed over the internet, it'll look good. It'll function great, and it just gives the great impression to everyone. So we're very glad that this finally worked out, and especially proud that we are considered such a good simulation. I would say that this was acceptable to DAF. This was seen as something that's really viable to them as a business-to-business solution. And of course, now we're also introducing this to basically everyone watching the stream, to our Euro Truck Simulator 2 players, so that they could have a drive in the browser. It's just I can't stress again like how amazing this is.
Yeah, that's what actually people watching the stream, what they are seeing, the images that are generated here for this drive are not generated by a computer sitting here under the table by Nemiro.
Nope.
This is images generated on a rendering farm, I don't know, somewhere on the globe, streamed here to our computer here through a web browser, and then again restreamed out to the people watching it through Twitch or whatever facility, and all the response time and everything is great. GeForce now is known that if you have a solid line, that the performance is great. So the technology, this particular demo may not be so exciting for the players of our games. We prefer them to actually buy the game and make us happy that way, rather than just going to a web browser for a small demo. But when it comes to B2B, business to business cooperation, when it comes to the real industry, transportation industry companies looking for new ways to engage their customers, this is a great demo and a great showcase for our technology again to be, I use this term repeatedly, to be more relevant for the industry and to take more interest in what we produce, and for the companies to feel it more important to participate in the universe of Euro Truck and American Truck. So for us, this is the hope that we'll be once again recognized for some innovation, for something great that we can bring into the table in cooperation with our partners.
Well, this must definitely be a win-win. Like you said, for let's say our customers, it's a great way to get a first taste of a drive. As let's say, it gives such a realistic view of the vehicle, of the direct view of the options, and it must also be a win for you because it's very addictive to play. So I'm sure this it'll work well both ways.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and it's really amazing to see in action here. You know, like Pavel mentioned, right now it isn't a video or anything. This is Nemiro playing it for himself on the browser on Google Chrome
Yes.
via the DAF virtual experience, where you can check that out. The links are being posted by Nightbot in both of our chats, but it's at virtualexperience.daf.com. And Marie, like you mentioned, you know, this isn't the only feature of the virtual experience. There's lots of different things that people can see there, right?
Definitely. So this is the novelty in the DAF experience. More information about the new generation, but also the blue range, the ultimate model. About information about ready-to-go programs, used truck programs, all with direct links to the website. So it's really kind of an ultimate platform for all that is DAF. People can also visit the DAF Museum, the new DAF Museum, as you were in Heddenham and started at the history of DAF. People can take a look in the digital world at the museum, really at the workshop where DAF started in 1928. So it's a great platform, a very interactive way for fans, customers to get to know DAF and our products more.
Fantastic. Well, it's amazing to see in action. I'm really enjoying seeing Nemiro drive through it here, and I'm sure lots of people are going to enjoy it into the future. Like you said, it's a fantastic way to get everybody on board, and it's very easy and intuitive. You don't need a login, like you said, or anything. So, you know, make sure to tell everybody about it. Make sure to go tell your friends, your mum, your dad, your grandma, if you've ever wanted them to have a go at Euro Truck Simulator 2 or even checking out a new DAF, then definitely head over to the virtual experience there and let them have a little test drive, because I'm sure they'll all really enjoy it and learning more about DAF as well. Like I said, you've got the whole virtual experience there, which Nemiro is showing us about. It's very user-friendly, very easy to click around as well. And I believe that, you know, using Google Chrome as a browser isn't the only way. Can you also do it via mobile? Is that correct as well? I saw an option for that, Oscar.
No, I don't
No,
think
it's
it's
not?
available for mobile.
No, it's not just
now.
mobile,
So,
just on the PC.
Yeah, it's on the PC now, and I think it should be on Google Chrome only. Although I think support for Microsoft Edge might be coming because it's basically based on the same browser now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good to know. Well, there we go. Just to get that specified there, it will be on Google Chrome on your PC, on your browser, but that's free to download as well, and you can get that quite easily on your PC. So definitely check it out. And again, it's incredible to see, you know, in this day and age, you know, you feel like you're on an actual expo there. You're very realistic looking trucks there, all set up around the show space there, and you can click around them, go into the cabs, learn more about them. And I imagine it's been quite popular, Marie.
Yeah, we've had loads of views. I believe over millions what I saw the last time. So a lot of people are taking a look, revisiting, because as you are, let's say, updating, having novelty, so do we in the DAF experience. Like I said, now with the direct links to websites, that being more movies in the DAF experience. Also good to add that, let's say, the DAF Drive isn't yet maybe available, let's say, on a mobile device, but you can visit the DAF experience easily also on your phone. You just need to put it to landscape, and really you can browse through it the exact way as we are doing now here on the PC.
Fantastic. So really, you can take it on the go with you. You know, if you're taking a journey somewhere and you just think, oh, what should I do? You should definitely go check out the virtual experience. I'm loving the museum here, by the way. I love the look and feel of that, having some of the older trucks there and some of the photos there, and even like mentioned in the video, you got one of the early DAF cars as well, which is something new that I learned about, you know, the cars and the history there of DAF. And this is something, you know, for everyone, I would feel like, at the DAF virtual experience there to learn about and to explore as well. Again, you can find all the links on our blog.scssoft.com, or you can go directly to the site, that is virtualexperience.daf.com. And that's where you can find not only the DAF Drive option there, but also where Nemiro is showing you around here. It looks like you're having a great time in the kind of the retro trucking part there, Nemiro.
Yes, I'm having actually a really great time. I didn't know all these vehicles have been built or were built by DAF or are related
so
to
many of
DAF
them.
history. Yeah, it's amazing.
I had the pleasure to visit the museum not too long ago, and this is really like it is in the museum. So no need to buy a ticket to Eindhoven if you want to go and have a look at the museum. Although I would
really
definitely
good to
recommend it. It's a great museum to see.
I would love to visit it one day. I mean, it looks great. It looks like there's a lot of history there, packed inside of quite a building there. So lots to see, lots to do, and lots to learn about as well. So absolutely worth the visit once you were able to travel a bit more freely in the future. I think we'll have to organise a bit of a work trip there, right, Pavel? I think would be a good idea. All right, well, good stuff. Well, again, folks, you can find all those links on our blog for the virtual experience there. Make sure to go definitely check it out, the DAF Drive. It's a very, very exciting cooperation between all parties involved there. A massive thank you to everybody at DAF and at NVIDIA for making it possible. Like Oscar mentioned, it's been a bit of a long time in the running and getting together, but we're so glad that we're able to be on the day here where you're able to experience and drive it for yourself. And Pavel, that must be quite exciting for you as well to be able to have that so freely available for everyone to try out.
Well, yeah, it's a great demo for us. Of course, it's something that will help the visibility for us. Maybe we'll gain some customers too. It's going to be a nice case study, perhaps, for when we talk to the industry, that we were, that a big guy like DAF made the bet on our technology to use it for the virtual experience. So it's really, I overuse the word exciting. Of course it is. It's really a pleasure and privilege to be a part of something this big for a first in the industry.
That's great. Now it's great to have all of your insights on it. And yeah, again, make sure to let us know if you have a try of it. Everybody that's watching on the live stream or on the replay, get in touch with us via our social media channels. We'd love to hear your feedback, not only on the virtual experience, but also on the 2021 DAF XF as well. Now, that's not the only thing happening on social media. We've also got a giveaway that's going to be happening as well. Isn't that right, Namiro?
Yes, that's absolutely right. And we are going to be able to give away a few very exclusive items, I've heard.
We haven't revealed them just yet, but I've heard there's some very, very cool items up for grabs. And that's all going to be taking place via I believe, a hashtag
yes, sir.
Giveaway. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. All you need to do to participate in this giveaway is to go and give it a try of the DAF Drive application in the virtual experience platform. And basically just print screen while you are playing or testing the DAF Drive app and post your experience over social media. It can be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure to tag DAF Trucks social media profiles, NVIDIA social media profiles, and our social media profiles, and implement the special hashtag DAF Drive. All this information you can find on our blog as well that we just released today. And then we will pick a few lucky winners who will be later rewarded with some very limited edition and exclusive merchandise in cooperation between DAF and SCS Software.
Great. Well, if you definitely want to get your hands on some swag, some unique gifts in the
swags,
future,
yeah.
definitely get some screenshots sent in from that DAF Drive application there. Again, under the hashtag, I believe it was RideDAF is the hashtag that you need to use on social media, and make sure to get all those tagged in as well for visibility. Again, all the details, like Nimio said, at our blog.scssoft.com if you need to kind of go back and take a look at that. As well. So again, up for grabs. So make sure to definitely check it out, because you could definitely win something if you do. You never know. It might make a very nice Christmas gift or a New Year's gift even, for sure. All right. Well, it looks like we're going to be wrapping things up here. It's been an absolute pleasure having everybody in the studio with us. It's been fantastic to get a better insight here on the new 2021 DAF XF, about the changes that have come to this version of the XF, and also bringing it into Euro Truck Simulator 2, the DAF Drive app and the virtual experience as well, and of course the visit to Hadnam, which was absolutely fantastic as well. Marie, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me again. Fantastic to share this experience. Again, it has been an exciting time for us, with all three models winning the International Truck of the Year. So we're very, very proud at DAF and very excited for this cooperation. And I'll have another go myself if I get home this evening.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a good evening plan. And congratulations to everyone over at DAF for those awards. It's fantastic to hear. Also, Oscar as well, thank you so much for joining us all the way over from Singapore. I know it's very late in the night, but thank you for being with us as well. Do you have any last words for us?
Well, I guess get out there and enjoy the new XF, and give DAF Drive a try. So thanks for having me as well.
No worries. Nimiro as well, thank you for being our driver for this evening, showing us around the trucks, making sure we've got everything on screen that we need to have. Anything else from you?
Nah, not really. Thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for everyone. Thanks Mary for being here with us again. Maybe we will do a third stream in the future.
Oh, that would be good. That would be nice.
We will see. And thank you guys.
Getting used to the studio.
Oscar, I know that at your place it's like a middle of the night, right? So thank you for this sacrifice you are always willing to take for our streams. And Alex, Pavel, thank you both as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pavel Shabor as well, thank you so much for your time this evening, giving us your reactions and thoughts and a little bit of the insight of the process as well between the corporations and bringing the DAF XF into the game as well. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
It's been great. Thanks for having me here. And I feel we should thank not just the hosts and the guests for the stream, but all the engineers that have participated in this, all the vehicle team here, all the kind DAF people that trusted in this cooperation and first of all gave us access to the secret data, and then later on trusted that we can go on beyond the game space and move it into like the serious use. So thanks for all these fantastic people who made this possible.
Absolutely, could not agree more. Massive thank you to everybody and for everyone that was involved in this amazing project with DAF Trucks. Well, that's all we have time for, folks. If you are just joining us, unfortunately it's a little bit late, but you can catch us, you can replay the video again on our official YouTube channel, where you'll find this as a video on demand, as well as on Twitch for the next 30 days as well. Thank you everybody from both our Twitch and our YouTube channels for tuning in as well. Thank you for your support, and we really hope that you enjoy driving the new next generation of DAF Trucks in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Make sure to send us your screenshots as well, and we will see you for sure again in the near future. Christmas is right around the corner, that's for sure.
That's true.
So we'll definitely see you again in the future for more streams and other content as well. So from all of us at SCS Software and from DAF Trucks, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or morning, evening, wherever you're watching from, and stay safe. Take care everybody. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.